reason you're here, son?
I thought I would be able to replace her here. But there's information on that device that I can't get to without the pendant.
Yes, while you and the other Josie may be genetically identical, you don't share the same life experiences.
So that means the real Josie might know something about another pendant.
Or has some knowledge of the device which allows her to manipulate it in a way that you cannot.
Okay, so we need the real Josie. Do you know where she is?
This may be a difficult concept for you to grasp, but she's in an alternate timeline. An alternate universe, if you will.
Yes, of course. You see, since Josie has disappeared, I have been trying to construct a logical framework for a universe in which time travel is possible. I began by speculating about black holes and wormholes. Now, a black hole is an object so massive that it is able to swallow anything that comes close to it, even light. The intriguing feature of a wormhole is that there's a way out the other side, to whatever region of time or space the wormhole is connected to. Now, obviously, if the wormhole is connected to a time-space from the past, then the wormhole would become our time machine. And my theory further speculates that when someone travels to the past, they create a separate reality, a second version of themselves, living in a parallel world. Now, according to this model, the universe could, in fact, be split into an infinite number of copies of itself, in which every possible outcome of every decision ever made exists somewhere in an infinitely layered multiverse.
Good theory.
So basically you're saying every time we traveled through the wormhole, we created a separate universe.
It's one way of putting it, yes, Lucas.
And Josie's trapped in one of them.
Trapped?
What do you mean? I mean, if you know where she is, why don't you just go get her and bring her back?
Because she can't. Josie is the sole inhabitant of the universe she created, and she can't be removed without creating a paradox and causing, potentially, catastrophic damage to the space-time continuum.
That's why we couldn't find Josie. Each time someone has gone back and changed the past, we have been in the same timeline, so we've been able to see the results of that disruption in the present. But this time, it seems Josie has left the timeline altogether.
Wait, so is there any way to get Josie back without creating a paradox?
I don't see how that would be possible. However, even though you and the other Josie don't share the necessary life experience for you to replace her here,
I could replace her there.
This would work.
Wait, you're not saying that...
I could travel to the timeline where Josie is. Because I'm her genetic duplicate, I may be able to take her place there and send Josie back here.
That means you'll be...
Trapped. Just like she is.
Actually, I was coming to ask whether or not you were going to my graduation. And I saw this.
Don't tell me. Want to know what it is? I think you already know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You and your friends found a device like this over 1.5 years ago. That's why you wanted the pendant your mother left for you. You know it's true, so don't bother lying.
You have the nerve to talk to me about lying? After all the stuff you kept hidden from me my entire life.
Vaughn, I had my reasons.
Such as?
A promise I made to your mother a long time ago.
Wait a minute, you're telling me Mom told you to lie to me?
No. Protect you.
I don't believe you. You know what? This was a mistake coming here, Dad.
Do you know what this device does?
Do you?
Vaughn, I know that my actions, although well-intended, have caused you pain, and I am truly sorry about that. But I had hoped we could get past it. That we could make a fresh start. That you could forgive me.
No, Dad. I can't.
what you're doing?
I do.
You'll have to remain in that timeline. There's no going back.
Thank you for your help.
I wish there was some other way. Good luck.
I mean, but there has to be some other way. I mean, something we haven't thought of. I mean, you don't have to do this.
I do. Josie Trent has her destiny to fulfill. And so do I. Don't be afraid. Either I'm dreaming, or I've completely lost my mind. Neither. You know who I am. Search your memory. You're my clone. Are you sure I'm not dreaming? Where did you come from? An alternate timeline. The one you left the night you traveled back in time and stole the ball from Victor and Sarah. I don't understand. Since you went back in time to steal the ball from Victor in the past, the present timeline you left still exists, unchanged. You mean I didn't destroy everything? I kept hoping what I did could be reversed somehow. I thought maybe the janitor would show up. I never expected you. Where have you been? Shortly after I was created, I was sent to the future. There, I was trained as an observer. Time traveler. In the future, the research begun by Victor Pearson develops into a technology that allows travel through time. Bad technology, if you ask me. In the wrong hands, yes. Whenever the technology is abused by those who wish to manipulate the past in order to shape the future for their own gain, an observer is sent into the past to ensure by indirect means that time runs its proper course. The janitor. The janitor is something else. Kind of an observer of observers from further along the timeline than anyone can imagine. Sarah Pearson is an observer. She was sent to ensure that Victor Pearson fulfilled his destiny as the guardian of a powerful source. Qigong Ball. But Sarah fell in love. Vaughn was born. The situation became complicated. Understatement of the century. I wish Victor never found the ball. I wish none of this had ever happened. Don't. I've seen the timeline where the ball doesn't exist. Trust me, it's worse. So Victor's supposed to have the ball. In Victor's hands, the power is used responsibly. But in the hands of a man named Andreas Avenir, the universe will suffer a terrible fate. That's what I did, isn't it? I interfered with Victor. This is what happens if Victor loses. But you still have a chance to help him. Did you find Sarah Pearson's pendant here? Yes.